Sound on. There we go. All the sounds. Uh-oh. There's too many echoes. My phone's on. I hear myself through the browser. Let me get that muted. Okay. Got that all fixed. Alright. And we can go to the talking screen. Alright. Hello, everyone. That's a picture of my face. That's a picture of my face over there on the version of me watching. And there's one over there, which is me watching on my phone. Alright. Mom, is it working on your side? Chip, is it working on your side? Alright. Got at least one side working. It's not working in the YouTube Creator Studio for some reason, but give that a refresh, see if that's working. Yeah. Alright, last thing I need to do is get this situated, and then we will be good to go. But we have started, so how are you doing, Mama?
Doing alright. How are you this evening?
Doing alright. Chip Sounder says we're on, so we should be good. So, hopefully the other problems are short-lived with YouTube and everyone gets connected okay.
That didn't show up on mine.
What didn't show up?
We're on.
In the chat?
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's weird. It showed up on my phone and my computer on all of the places. So hopefully you're not missing all of the chat. Chip, you need to spam the chat real quick. And anyone else who's watching, you gotta spam the chat. That way we can make sure that Mom can see the chat. With that, do I have anything? Anything to talk about? I have nothing. Nope. Didn't really do much since Monday. Not least stuff that I want to share and whatnot. But yeah. So, anything you've been up to since Monday, Mama?
Nope, just work.
Alright, Chip says, I've been moderating for another channel and they were having issues too. That's really annoying. Did you get that one in the chat, Mama?
Nope.
Alright, you may need to refresh whichever device you're on.
Yep.
So once that's happened, then we'll go ahead and get started with some puzzles.
I have to retry.
Oh no. Duplicate this tab, see if that's going to do what it's supposed to do.
Nope. Not working on mine. It's alright.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's even trying to connect when I duplicated the tab. Well, hopefully the stream gets recorded properly. I don't really want to go back and watch 2 hours of stream just to make sure it looks good, so maybe this will end up being a short stream, I don't know.
Yep, mine's not working.
Well,
I'll just shut it down for now. And just watch. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna see what we can do, but probably just do like a couple puzzles and then move on. Yeah, I think that's gonna be my plan. So let's move OBS over this way. Switch over to the Sudoku scene, and we can get started with Shima Uteki by Rockrat Zero. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Shimaguni rules apply. I'm not sure what that is. Shade an orthogonally connected group of cells within each dashed cage. Two shaded cells may not share a cage border. No two orthogonally touching cages may contain the same number of shaded cells. And circles are unshaded and contain the count of shaded cells in their cage. Small values in the top left of cages, if given, sum the digits in shaded cells in the cage, and digits may not repeat in shaded cells in the cage. No restriction on unshaded cells. Digits in cells joined by a black dot are in a 2-to-1 ratio. Alright. Well, let's get started. Well, we know all of the circles are unshaded. So I'm going to make those yellow. Excuse me. So this one has 1 or 2. Well, hold on. If there were 2... Go ahead.
Okay, never mind. It's because I was reading, it's like no orthogonally touching cages may contain. No. Two shaded cells may not share a cage border.
So I think what that means is if I shaded this one, then these would both have to be
unshaded, but then you would have to get 13 in one cell, and you can't do that.
Yeah. So that means this one's unshaded, and this one's shaded. And the other way was if this was a 2, and we had both of these, then they have to be a 1-2 pair to make them.
Right, so that's now a 1.
Yeah, and a 3. Now, Chip Sounder says server problem 400 popping up. So if I duplicate this, is that a problem with all of YouTube?
Yeah, that's what it says on mine too.
Because my browser didn't disconnect, and my phone didn't disconnect, and the chat popped up on all the devices, but if I duplicate, then it was getting upset. If I copy video URL, and I open it in Chrome, it shows everything, it's just not showing the video. I think it still thinks I'm live. Yeah, it's still saying I'm live. But not showing the video. Well, see, the big problem is that it might not save the recording. That's what I'm worried about. So, I almost want to call it. Because if people can't join and it may not... Oh.
Working now.
Okay. So that one... it looks like it's moving and stuff. So, that one's working. If I do a refresh over here... Oh, yep, that opened up. Okay. Refresh in Creator Studio, Analytics, and it's popping up. So do we continue? Is it working on your side, Chip? Oh, I guess I should put that in chat. It started working again briefly, at least. Is it working on your side? Uh-oh, chat disconnected. Please wait while we try to reconnect you. Successfully connected, and the message went through. Showed up on my side.
Yeah.
Oh, do you have all the chat messages going on?
Yes, I do.
Sanders is back. So, alright, let's
And
at
I
least
see
do
that.
one. Let's at least do one puzzle and see what happens. Yeah, it is a bit unfortunate. Yeah, I think we're gonna do one puzzle, and if more problems happen, then we'll sign off, and then just start this whole puzzle over again tomorrow, or not tomorrow. Next Monday. And then yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what else to really say about it. Like, if the problems keep occurring, then like I'm just gonna vote the give up button, because there's nothing I can do about YouTube being down. YouTube down. Technical. We're still at some nearly 400,000 reports. So I don't know. All right. Well, let's go ahead and do one, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But yeah. All right. One puzzle. Okay. 1, 2, or 3. It can't be 1 or 3, so it must be a 2. Say again.
Link?
Link. Oh! Why would I fail to do a link to the puzzle?
Distraction.
Make sure I do that through this one. Copy and paste. Boom. First try. Okay. So the 13 has to be that, and they have to be orthogonally connected within the cage. So that means this one is. Now this one is 1 through 4. We already see 1, 2, 3, so this must be 4. So it's all of those. And then, because nothing can share an orthogonal border, those are all, and that one is. These are not. 9 is removed. This one would be 2 or 5. This one is 1 through 5. Well, it's 15, so it's got to be 2 through 5. This 9 has to be this 9.
Well, it can't be 2 or 4 because
Well,
maybe
can't be
I'm
2 or 4?
remembering.
Oh, right, because they
But
have to
see,
be
and they can't have the same.
connected.
Well, it's just no two orthogonally. No, no two orthogonally touching cages may contain the same number of shaded cells.
Yeah. So this one couldn't be 4 because of this one that it was
Right.
touching. But also they have to be connected, so it had to be 2 anyway.
Well, it can't be two because that 9 has two.
Which 9? This 9 only has 1.
Uh-huh. Oh, right. I was looking at yellowish for some reason. It's shaded and not unshaded. A little slow.
Um, well, the 12 can't be 2 because it's next to a 2, so it has to be all 3.
Right.
19, is it 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? Well, it can't be 1, and it can't be 2, so it must be 3, 4, or 5. And
Can't be
because it can't be
3.
this one's unshaded, and it can't be 3, like you said, because of that. So it's 4 or 5. Well, there's only 4 there, so I don't know why I said it could be 5. That's 4. Well, the 8 is next to it too, which makes it 1 or 3. It's probably 1, but it's not
I'll get
possible.
rid of all the yeah.
15 is 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, actually, it can't be 5, because if it was 5, those would be 1 through 5. And you duplicate 5. Yeah, what? Well, this is either 1 or it's all 3, because the 15 has 2. It looks like it's still working. So hopefully the stream's fine. Well, this 11 has to be at least 2, and it can't be 2, so it must be 3 or 4. But regardless, that's going to mean
Before.
this one is. So this one's out. And you say it can't be 4?
Well, don't you have to have at least something unshaded in it?
I don't think so.
Okay, then I guess 4 would work, which would be 1, 2, 3, 5. Which would mean the 15 would have to be done in 3.
Yeah. Which wouldn't be
No,
impossible.
yeah, the 15 would have to be done in 3. Which would that the 3 would have to be for that 11 cage would have to be in box 5.
Yeah. One, two, three, 5. So these would be 1, 2, 3. Excuse me. 1, 2,
1,
5.
2, 5. 15 and 3. Without using 1, 3, or 5.
Yeah.
2, 4, 6 is
Or
12,
2.
so.
You can use 2 either.
Oh, right. All right. Well, 4, 6, and 7 is what would be left. So you can't do 15 and 3 in that case.
You said 4, 6,
Because
and 3,
if
which
if
is
11
13.
if 11 is
1, 2, 5. And
1,
a
2,
3 on the
5,
outside.
and right, and then that would be put 15 has to be done in 3. Like,
And the minimum is a 3, a 4, and a 6, isn't it? No, because you can't use a 3. So it'd be 4,
well,
6, and 7.
1, 2, 3, and 5 are out.
Yeah.
So 4, 6, and 7 is 17. So
Yeah.
11 cannot be done in 4.
Okay.
And it
So
cannot be done in 2. So therefore it has to be done in 3.
3 is out from 15.
Right.
And then well, if it has to be 3, then if this was 4, then that would force those. But 2 could be those 2 or those 2 and not impact this at all. But then this 7 can't be 3, so it's 1 or 2. Does 27 have to be at least 3? Yes, it does.
Has to be at least 4.
It has to be at least 4. Yeah,
7, 8,
so
9 is
max and 3
24.
is. Yeah.
So to get 27, you have to have a 4th. Well, if the 8 in box 8 is in 3, it has to be 1, 2, 5.
Oh, it has to be 1 now because they all have to be connected.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Because
right.
now those would be a
So yeah,
disjoint
we'll
set.
take
We'll do what?
nothing.
Oh, this 15 is in 2, and it touches the 16. So the 16 is now in 5, and then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. And then these are not 1, 3, or 4, so these can't be 2 or 6. And now we've got, 7, 8, 9 left over. So that must be done in 1. But these are all shaded, so none of those are. This is an 8. Which means this isn't, and now this one's a 2. And we get this 6, 2, 1, 9, 8, 5, 7, 6, 8, 9, 7, 8, so it must be a 6, 9 pair, which neither of these can be 6s.
Be 9. Either one can be. Yeah.
That can't be a 6. So that would have been a bit easier. Oh, this is a 7. Excuse me. And we said this has to be 3. So this one's out. This one must be a 7, 8 pair. That one's out. That one's out. And you said it has to be 4, so that one's out. This can't be a 1, so it's 2.
And it's 3, 4.
6. 1, 2, 6. And then that leaves a 2 and a 1.
Uh-huh.
Eight is one of these two, so 8 is those 3. That one's not an 8 somehow because the 7, 8, and the 8 there. 8, 9, and 5. One, 3, 4, and 5. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we can't put an 8 in here, because 8 would be paired with 1 and 2. And 7, 3, and 1 is an option, but not 7 on the bottom. This is the 7, 8 pair here. One, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 4, 5, and 8. 3 and 4 is gone. This is the 3, 4 right here. One, 3, 4, 5, 7. Really enough information. Big yawn. Um, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 and 4. 2 and 2 and 4. So we have to have a 2 over here. Which means the remainder make 10, so you can't pair that with a 5. Now, unshaded cells can repeat. You just haven't had that be an issue yet. Well, 6 would pair with 4, 3 with 7, 2 with 8, and 1 with 9. But we already have a 9, so we can't use a 1. Oh, we got 4 with 6. Oh, because one of these has to be 2. So this 4 isn't allowed. Because if that was a 4, that would be a 2. That would have to be a 6, which would break.
And since there has to have a 2,
Hmm.
you can't have an 8.
All right. It was pretty
So
obvious.
7 would be left with 2, 3, and we can do that.
Yeah.
4 would be left with 2 and 6.
Yep. Okay, well, the minimum is 3, 4, which is 7, which would make this 1, 2, 3, or 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. 1 isn't allowed.
Well, it's going to have to be 3, 7.
Over here?
No, the 11 in box 6. Because if you look at the 2 that are in box 6,
Uh-huh.
3 and 4 is 7, which would have to pair with 7, or with another 4. That doesn't work.
Right.
3 and 5 is 8, which would have to pair with another 3, which doesn't work. So it has to be 3 and 7 and 1.
Two, 6 pair is 8, paired with 4, make 12.
And column 8, the 4 is placeable.
6 means this and this aren't 6s. This 5 and 1. This one isn't a 5. Two, 1, 4, 7.
And the unshaded can be repeated in a
Yes.
cage? Okay.
And I think you can even repeat a digit that was in the shaded region.
Yeah.
Yeah, digits may not repeat. In shaded cells, no restriction on unshaded cells. Alright, this one's just 3. 4 here. Five, 8, 9, 3, and 7. 2 and 1. This can't be a 4 because one of those is 4. Here's the 8 in row 1. Leave. This has to be a 7, 8 pair. You can't put an 8 here because of the 8's alignment here. So 7, 8, 8, and 2, 4 pair. 7 there. 8 there, not 8. Good, the fact that it didn't have an 8 on it should have put me in.
Column 4 has that 2-4 pair.
1, 5, 6, 9, not a 1.
Column
8.
5 has a 4-6 pair.
So this is 3
leaving
or
a
5.
3-5. Yeah. Well, okay, yeah. Box 8, the 8 is the single.
One of those are 5s. 7. $19 and 4. 1, 2, 3 is 6, leaving 13, so that's all the digits.
Row 8, column 6 cannot be a 3 because 3 would have to pair with 7, 8, 9.
Right.
27, yeah.
And there's no 7s. Except for this
And 5, 6, 8, 9 does not work because that's one too many.
one. Right.
But it could be
So it
5,
has to
6,
have a 3 or a
7, 9.
7?
6, 8, 9. Okay, and 5, 6 at the bottom of column 7. If that was 5, 6.
Yeah.
That's a 9. Oh, yeah, that would work. That would be 8. That would be 1. No. Yeah. 5, 6. No, because it would have to be 5, 6, 7, 9. And it would break the 9s.
Alright, because 9 has to be one of these 3. And if none of those are 9, excuse me, neither of these two are 9, then those both have to be 9, because you have to have 7. But that just means that this isn't 5 and 6, doesn't it?
Well, because the two choice with the digits that are there, the choices are 5, 6, 7, 9, or 3, 7, 8, 9. At least I'm pretty sure.
Just quadruple quintuple check. 15 and 4. So you've got. That's not what I want. It's
27.
Yeah. 7, 8, 9 with 3. And then you've got 4, 6, 8, 9. And then you've got 7, 9 is the biggest. And that is 16, so you make 11. Well, that would be a 5 and a 6. And then if you make the top two 15, then you'd have a maximum of 9, which is only 24. And there isn't a
no
4
4 to
in
be
there.
used.
So yeah. So we have to have a 9. So the only
And
way
where
this.
the 7 is.
Yeah. if that was a 7, then all of those.
6.
Look at that.
And 5, 9. But, okay, because the one that's highlighted now would have to be the 7, obviously.
Yeah.
The 5.
Actually, we just have to have a 7, so that's a 7.
Oh, yeah, we do have to have a 7.
And it's either 3 with an 8-9 pair, or it's 5-9 with a 6. So you have to have a 7.
Right, either way, the 9 has to be in box. It has to have a 7, and it has to have a 9. And the 9 has to be in... Oh, no, because 5, 6 did work. No, 5, 6 didn't work because... Yeah. So it's either 3 or 6, and then over here is either 5 and 9 or 8, 9.
Yeah.
And in box 9. So the 6 comes...
is out.
So the 6 is now placeable in box 9.
Right here. 1, 5, 8, 9. 3, which takes the 5 out as a possibility. 9 and 8. 6, 5, 9, 1 and 5. 8 and 5. 4, 3, 6, 2, 4, 9, 6, 1, 5, 8. 8s are gone. 8s are gone. None of those are 5. That's not 8. That's 5. 4, a 9 over here, a 5 over there. These two, 4, 9, 1, 3, 6, 7, and 2. 8 and 5. 7, 8 and 3. 7 and 6. 2 and 6.
I would have gone columns.
Probably better. Apparently this one's a 9, a 6, and 2 or 3, so that one's 2 or 3. This one looks like it's a 1 and a 7. And that's 10, so these have to be 9, so that's 2 and 7. 4 and 2, and 4 and 3. There we go. Big yawn. Very nice puzzle. I actually think that was kind of an easy one to do once we sort of started going. I guess we did sort of slow down in the middle, which sort of the reason we slowed down is because it was tricky to figure out. Like, you had to do some thinking ahead, because you've got this one, which is 2, which means the 11 had to be 3 or 4. And then if it had been a 4, that would force this to be a 3, and then that would work. So it must be 3. And then there was some thinking ahead with this one. It had to be a 5. I guess that wasn't really thinking ahead. That was just this had to be a 2, so that was something we could have spotted way sooner. Seeing all that forces the 8 to be the way it is. That forced that to be a 2. I don't know. This one might have been kind of an easy puzzle once you got the rule set down.
Mm-hmm.
Just one of the few times I'm actually going to vote as being easier than we had to look through the options here, but we may not have actually had to do that. Yeah. Alright, I'm actually going to go ahead and stick with easy there. I think I was mostly distracted by just by the YouTube stuff. And yeah. Alright, with that, because of YouTube problems, I want to make sure that this gets recorded onto YouTube. So I kind of want to sign off early because of that. So with that, well, I mean, all the problems are gone from Down Detector. And I mean, it was streaming, and it was fine as long as, like, the things were working, so...
It seems to be working now, so...
Yeah. Alright, maybe we do one more puzzle. One more puzzle. Let's go. Alright. Take that off, and we can hit... If I need this tab, we can play on that. This one, pull that over. Oh, and make sure I copy this into my notes to put in the video description later. Germany link. Alright, and then those can both go away. And now we are on to plus or minus 1 by Math Pesto. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Values along a purple line comprise a set of non-repeating consecutive numbers in any order. A black dot joins two values in a 1-to-2 ratio. There is exactly one Daneben cell in each row, column, and box. What is a Daneben cell? Digit in a Daneben cell has its value either increased or decreased by exactly 1. For example, a 3 becomes either a 2 or a 4, and each digit appears in a Daneben cell exactly once. However, it is permissible for two digits to become modified to the same value, such as both the 5 and the 7 becoming a 6. Okay. Well, let's get started. These are Renbands.
Oh,
And
that's
we've got
interesting.
1-to-2
That
ratios.
long one at the bottom.
11. So it's got 2 on here.
Yeah. Which means it's going to have a -1 and a +1.
Yeah, and the -1
That
and
would be
+1
my
have to
guess.
both be...
A 1 and a 9.
Yeah.
Well, no, not necessarily.
No, they have to be.
Oh, yeah, because it would have to go down to 0 and up to 10.
Yeah.
Well, that means there has to be 2 1s and 2 9s on that.
Yeah. Which means that we get 1 and 9 over here. And you can't
And
put
9 cannot,
a
yeah.
standard 9 on these. So that's going to
Right,
make
but
this a
it's a
standard 9.
value. All right, but they can't repeat the... Yeah, exactly once.
Guess I kind of do that.
No.
Now, because we're going to have a Napdanovan cell. That's going to have to be a 3 going down, because it can't exactly be a 1 going up to 2. And it can't be a standard 2, because it has to be in each row.
Right.
And since those are all taken up, because it has to be 1 in each box.
Right. And 9 and 1 are both. Right.
So that's a 1, 3.
Well, that means
3
what's
is a
above
2.
it is 3 and 4.
Right.
Or it could be 3 and 5.
Yeah. Or it could be the 2 going up to 3.
Yeah.
So we just have the 1 and the 9 in here. All of that is gray, and all of that is gray.
Well, okay. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
And this could be 5 and 9.
Yeah. No, they couldn't.
Yeah, it could.
No.
Because the 9 would be turned into a 10.
Oh, right. Okay. And there is a 9 turned into a 10.
Yeah, on this one. Okay. Now this is either 3 or it's 4. Which means the value of this one is either a 6 or it's a 2 or it's an 8. Now, of course, it could be adjusted. But it cannot be 1 or 3. So if it's a 2, it is a 2. It could be 5, 7, or 9. No, it can't be 9, because 9's already been used to adjust to 10. How do we make more progress? 9. It can't go up to 10, so this must go 9, 8, 7, 6, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. These are 9 through 3. Which really just means that I don't have a 2 on there. Excuse me, I don't have a 1. Oh, again. Plus minus 1. Paste. Well, whatever these 3 digits are, call them we know that they appear on this. But they're not required to duplicate. So that doesn't matter. So just because they're on the bottom row doesn't mean anything.
Right.
Just trying to be clever. Well, whatever this digit is, it can't be on here except on one of those three. Which means this one's here, and it's one of those three, and it's in the top row. Well, it's not 1 or 9, so this must be a 3. So the 3 that exists must be one of those 3. Does that seem right?
I think so.
Because this must exist on here. Because this includes all of the digits. And since
Right.
this is one of the digits, it's on here. It sees all of those by Sudoku, so it must be here. And now it must be in this box, and it must be a 1, a 3, or a 9. Well, there's already 2 1s and 2 9s, so this cannot be a 1 or a 9. It must be the last digit, which is a 3. So I think that's correct. And if that is correct, then where do we go from there? I'd like to be able to paint or to pencil in the crocky dots, but with the fact that everything can be plus or minus 1,
Right.
it makes it nearly impossible. Alright, well, over here, this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, or 8. So you don't have a 3 on the top, you don't have a 6 on the bottom. However, we can include 5 and the 9 that's plus 1. Everything else must be standard, because the only other possible digit is a 1 that's turned into a 0, and 0 times 2 is 0, and 0 divided by 2 is 0. You cannot pair 0 with 0. So these are the only options on here. But it's a lot of options. Yes. Then what?
That little square one that's between boxes 4 and 7. A 4 is just a 4.
Yeah.
A 2 would be posing as a 3. A 3 would be a 3 on the top. It would be a 4. Two would be posing as a 3.
It's either 2-4, 3-4, or 3-5.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, because we know that these two are 3 and 4, these 5 cannot include 3 or 4, because one of 3 and 4 must be real. So, and if the 4 isn't real, then it's pushed up to a 5, in which case, well, wait, hold on. This has to have a 5 on it.
Yeah.
And if I had a not normal 5 over here, then this would still need a 5 on it, but I couldn't use a not normal 4 to become that 5, or a not normal 6 to become that 5, because I would need a normal
Right.
6. So I think
That
this
cannot
has to
have a
be,
5 on the square.
yeah. And I think this has to be 5 through 9,
Yeah.
because if it wasn't,
Because there has to be a 4 on the
yeah.
bottom.
There's definitely a 4 here. Whether that's a real 4 or a 5 pretending to be a 4,
Well, no, if it's a 5 pretending to be a 4, then you can't complete the top one.
right.
Because you would still need a 5.
And I wouldn't be able to use a pretend. Okay.
Right.
So, okay.
And it
So
cannot
then,
be a 3 posing as a 4. It has to be a 4.
right, because we've already used the pretend 3.
Right.
So the real 4 is on here. So then this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Does everything have to be real? Yes,
Yes.
because if it wasn't, how would I make that work? Because I have to have a real 4 over here.
Right.
So the only other possible digit that I could be adjusting is a 4 to become the 5.
Right.
Because it has to be the values 5 through 9. And I could make a 4 be the 5, but then I would have to make the real 4 that's here not work. So that I can't use a fake 4.
Right.
Or a 4 that's pretending.
So yeah, those are all real. And the bottom of the black propagate out from 1 to 4 cannot be 5, 7, or 9. Oh, right. Yeah, there's that too.
Now, it could be a 2 pretending to be a 3.
Or
which
a
would
3.
still pair with the 6.
Right. Now, go.
These have to be 3, 4 anyway, but not real 4s. Go where? In this can't work. So
The Kropke that goes between box 1 and 4.
5, 7, 6, 8, 9. This one is real. This one is real. This 2, 4 must be real. And it can't be a 2 that's real, so it's 4. So regardless of what's happening, this is a 3, so this is a 6, and this is an 8, which goes to a 4.
Which could be a 5. Yeah. And so we know the 2 in box 4 is the... Yeah, okay, never mind.
Hey, Chip. Did you get disconnected for a bit and got reconnected? If this was a 3, this would be a 2 that was a 3. Because this goes 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So either way, the 2 is getting used up here.
Right.
So that's the real 4 in one of those two. So 4 is gone, which would have to be a real 4, so you can't have a real 8 that pairs with that 4. Can't put 5, 7, 5, 7, or 9 on a Papillon. So then this is either a 2, or a 3, or a 4. Now,
all of which have to be real. Well, no, I guess a 4 could be a 3.
yeah. And a 5 could be a 4. But we've used up 1, 2, and 3.
Right. And the Renbin that's the point of is a 4 cell. An 8 would be the highest it could go because of the 5.
4,
5, 6,
5, 6, 7. But even if this was a 5,
oh, right,
it would
its
be
value
pretending
would be
it's
4.
4. So 8 and 9 is gone. So this must be a 9. And we have to have 1 as one of these two. So if this is a 1, that's a 3 or a 4. Or if this is a 1, making that a 2. 3, 4, 5. So if this was a 1, that's a 2, 3, 4, 5, and you couldn't make 6 and 7 work. Otherwise, this is a 1, and it's not 6 or 7. Now, because this is either 1 or 5, you couldn't pair that with a 5, but it could be the 5 that is a 4. Still. I think that's right. I think that's right. And so now this has to have a 7 on it, so the 7 is gone from below. But that's it so far. Where do we go from here? Here. Gotta go somewhere. Okay. If this was a 2 and that was a 5, those would be 3 and 4. Which would have to just simply be 3, 4. If this was a 1, then you have 2, 3, and 4. But you still have the option that it could be a 5. But in no case are we going to have a 1 there. Okay, now, if this was 1, that would have to be 2, but I'd also have to have a 2 as one of these two. So that's not going to work. This must be the 1. This can't be a 1. This is no longer a 2. It is 3 or 4. Um, 6, 5, 4. 6, 7, 8, 9. You can't have 8, 9 there, and you can't have a 6 here. Seven has to be one of those. Oh, and 5. So 5 and 7 is gone from this. And if 5 has to be there, then it can't be here. These are 2, 3, 4. The 2 has to be one of those two. But again, we're going to have a real 4 on here. And clearly we have a real 2. And since we have to have a real 4... Wait, no, we don't have to have a real 4.
Ah. The 5 can be posing as a 4.
Yeah. But it's either a 5 posing as a 4, or a 4 that is a 4. So the 3 must be a real 3.
Well, yeah, the 3 has to be a real 3 anyway, because 3 has already been used as an imposter.
Yeah.
And the bottom of the Kropke dot, the 6 or 8,
Yeah.
if it's 6, it has to go 6, 5, 4. Well, if it goes down.
Yeah. 6, 4, and 5.
But that could
But
still
it could
be
be
4
6,
with
7,
the
and
4
8.
being a... Well, no, I was saying if it goes down, because I was going to say, well, the bottom one can't be, or the top one can't be a 4, but that can be a 4 posing as a 5.
Yeah.
So, never mind.
But if it goes down... Oh. Hmm. One and 9, 2 and 3. 6 is gone, 8 is
5 and... Well, no. Well, 6 is gone from the bottom of the Kropke. Because 6, you can't do 3, 6, there's a 3 in the column.
right.
And
But I can
even
make
and
a
it can't
4
be...
into a 3.
Right, but it can't be an imposter 6. Oh, I see, a 4 into a 3, yeah. But 5 and... Yeah, 5 and 7 can still be imposters.
But you can't make no, it could be a 7, which is an 8, and pair that with a 4. Yeah. The imposters make this all
Kinds of
so much
wonky.
more difficult. Yeah. And trying to keep it all in my brain is just not working. Oh, well, we have to have a 9 as one of these two, and that's going to be a real 9. So then it's going to have to be 7, 8, 9. And we know that 9's not here. That's a real 9, and we can't have the digit 8. And there's no way you make a 7 into an 8, because then you need something to play the 7.
Right. So those are both real.
Yeah. So the 8 must be what it is. Now, it could be... Well, it can't be a 6 playing a 7, because there's a 6 in the column. 1, 3, 4.
5, 6, 7.
Well, 9's going to be there. What's going to be there? 9 going across. Those. Get 9s in lots of places. Okay. Five is taking off those.
Where does a 3 go in box 1?
Has to be over here because
So we're
in these
box
4 are 2, 3,
4.
4, 5. So that's 3. That's 2. 2 is fake. 3 is real. Those aren't 2s, and they're all that. This one must be
An imposter 5. So why did you make the 2 red and the others are blue?
Does the 3 and the 5 go down?
Oh,
And
right,
the 2
right.
goes up.
Goes up. Okay.
4, 5, and 7. 6. All right. One, 3, 9, 4. Hold on. Feel particularly helpful.
Oh, okay. The property dot in column 9, it's got to be real on top because there's an imposter in the row.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. Can't be a 3.
It can be 6 to an imposter 4.
Now the bottom,
Well, it can't be a 1 on top because you can't get to a 2. Yeah.
now if it was a 2,
And 5 can no longer be an imposter.
right, so that's off of that.
Yeah, 4 would go to 2 or 8. Or it could be 4 as an imposter going to 6.
If this was a 4, the 7 could be an 8.
Yeah.
But this can't be a... No, the 4 could be a 3. But the bottom can't be a 6. Because if it was a 6, it cannot be an imposter going to 5 or 7. And so it must be a 6. And if it was a 6, it would have to pair with a real 3, which it can't. So that's 4 or 7. Now, the 4 could be a 3, which allows for the 6 on top. Or, if it's a 4, then that's 2 or 8. The 7 would have to become an 8. Because it cannot be a 6, because there can't be a real 3 above it. So if the 7's an 8, that allows it to pair with 4, which would have to pair. That allows for all of the options. Because this can still somehow have a 5 on it. Oh, but it can't have a 5 on it. It must be 1, 2, 3, 4.
5 can't be an imposter anymore,
Right.
Yeah.
So it must be 2, 3, 4.
So the 4s come off of the other 3.
Because we can't use an imposter 2. We can't make anything a 2. We can't use an imposter for 3, because then we would need something to be the 4. And that's true for the 2 as well, because whatever was imposter for 2 would then need to be that other digit on there. So these are all real. 2, 3, 4. That's a 7. These aren't 4 or 7. This 7 is an imposter, and it's an 8. 8 must pair with 4. Oh, 7 actually goes up to an 8. 5, 7, 4, 6, 8, 4, 5.
Okay. 6 and 8 has to have a 7 between them, which is an imposter, which is the imposter. Column 9 already has an imposter in it.
6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's out. He's out. So is an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6 is gone. 2 is gone. We've got, what, 6 and 4 left over for imposters? Which means I have to have a 4 over here and
7.
6 over here. 7's.
Oh, 7's there, yeah. 1 and 9 are in the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 and 9, 2, 3, 4, 5,
There's
6, 7,
also
8.
have to be 2 1s.
Yeah.
I was just reading what Chip Sounder put up.
You have to
Yeah,
have
we
2
discussed that
9s.
early on.
Yeah.
And the 2 1s. Because 1 and 9 are both imposters on that long Ren band.
Oh, the 4 8 here is going to take 4s out of that. Because we know the imposter 4 or the Nat Donovan 4 has to be here.
Right.
The Nat Donovan 6 has to be up here.
Well, and it has to go up. Because if it went to 5, then you can't. Well, no, it could go down. 5, 4, 3. No, because there's a 4 in that
4.
box.
Okay. So is this 6 8 9 then?
Yeah. Because the 6 becomes a 7 and pairs with 8 9. And the 6 is the imposter.
So the 4 has to be a 3. Compare with the 6.
Yeah.
We find 7. Threes, 3, 5, 7. 2 is gone, which means 1 is gone. It should be a real 1, a real 2. So 6 needs 4. 6 needs 2 is 6.
Hey, box 9 needs 1, 2, 4, and 9 left.
So 1 is 4. That's just 9. 4
And
plus is 2.
the row 3, column 5 cannot be an 8 because the 4 can't reach an 8. So now it needs a 3.
6 and 4, which is 3. This is
And it
5
needs
or
a 1.
9. You can't use a 3. So the 9 is going to be on here, which means
Yeah.
those are already here to do that. Which means I should have known that that had to be the 9 over there. That's 5 and 9. That's a 7. 5 and 6. 7 is gone. 9 is gone.
The Ren band in box 2 needs a 1. There we go.
7, 2, 1, 3, 9. 3, 2. 3, not 3. This is a 7. 7, 5, and 9. 9 goes up to a 10. And then that's a standard 2. That is a 0. 4 and 9.
No,
Broke it.
something's wrong.
9. 4, 9. 2, 4. 1, 2. But the 1 over here has to be a 0. They can't be in the same row.
Or the same box, yeah.
It's gone. It has to be. Can't be a 5, so it has to be a 1. That's 3 and 7. 2, 1, 3, 9. 3, 2, 3. And it has to be 7 because that's what's last in that column, which makes that a 5 and a 7. That has to be the 5, which makes the 9, the 4 and the 9. This has to be the 2 and the 4 and the 2. So we messed something up.
How far back is the question?
I mean, this one has to be the 9. Four, 6, 2, 8. That's to be 5.
And since 5 can't be on the Ren band, it has to go down.
2. And since this can't be a 6, it has to be a 4, which is a 3, which means I can't repeat a 3. 6. these were already gray. If this is a 9, then that's 2, 4. So this has to be the 9 and the 5. 7, 4, 1, 9, 2. We get a 2, 4 either way.
No.
Okay, if we come back to here, we know we have 1 and 9 in these boxes. So these have to be 4 and 6, if everything else is correct. So to make this 6 work, if it went down to a 5, we would then have to go back up to 6. So we wouldn't be able to make work. So the 6 becomes a 7 that cannot go down to 6 because I cannot put 2 6s on here. So this is 7, 8, 9, being 6, 8, 9. So this is a 9, a 6, and an 8. This one's 7, this one's not. So the 4 is gone, and those aren't. 7 and 9. The 4 cannot become a 5, so therefore it becomes a 3. 3 pairs of 6, so this is a 4, 6 pair. So that's not a 4, that's not a 6, 2, 6, and 3 and 4. And these two are 1, 3, and 5. So that's a 1, that's a 5, that's a 3, that's a 1. This one isn't a 5. If I ask about this row, 8, 9, 4, 6. 1 is gone, 1, 3, 5, and 7 is gone, that's a 2, so 2's gone for everything else. None of these are 5, so that's a 5. And then if we ask what's left in the box, 4, 6, 5, 1, 3, and 7, this isn't an 8. Now, the biggest this could be is a 4, and you can't put a 5 on it. So you cannot go above 4. So that's a 2, a 9, and an 8. So this is a 3, this is a 6, and so those are gone. So which means this has to be 5 and 9. There is a 7. 1, 5, 6, 2, 4, 8, 7.
Well, and in box 2, that 4 is a 3 value.
So I can't put another 3. So that's a 1. And I have 3, 1, and 2. So I cannot do 2 and 3 again, so it's a 4. So now, if I finish this column, 5, 1, 9, 4, 8, 6. Neither of these are 3. So that's a 3, and that's not. If I finish this box, 4, 8, 5, 9, 2, 7, and 3, 1, and 6, it's going to make a 3 and a 9, a 2 and a 1, a 2 and a 3. Okay. If I finish column 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 6, 6, 8, 1, 6, which means I have to have a 1, which is a 0, and 9, which is a 10, and a standard 9. What do I have left on
4 and 7.
this? 4, 7? 7
Yeah.
and 4. What do I have left in
2
this
and
row?
5.
2, 5. First try. I don't know what we did wrong. And
But it got fixed. Yay.
yeah, and I don't have to go back and check. So let's grab Logic Masters Germany, plug in plus or minus 1, Math
Yeah,
Pesto,
probably so.
and I'm actually really happy with how we were able to go back and fix it. And just sort of deleting what was all in here. Because oftentimes, depending on how far back that typo was, it could just be impossible to recover. So, digits in Nap Donovan cells from row 1 to row 9. If I do this, does it copy it in right order?
Probably not.
4, 6, 5, 7, 8, 2, 3, 1, 9. Yep.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Difficulty. It's a very nice puzzle. Difficulty-wise, I think I have to go with very hard. It's hard just to keep the rule set in your head. And then, it's not very clear where you have to look. This one's easy to know that we have 1 and 2, or excuse me, 1 and 9 on it. So that gives us this. Then this 3 is pretty easy to get as well. This one took some thinking through to get that on there. And then from that, well, no,
I don't think it needs to be very hard. I think regular hard would be fine.
it's definitely a really tough puzzle. Other people are saying it's average. I don't believe them, but maybe their brains are just bigger than mine. It's not impossible.
Well, in the last one, you actually rated lower than.
Yeah. Yeah, alright. Managed to take up most of the time we had planned for stream, so at least we got 2 puzzles in, despite the problems. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. So, thank you everyone who watched. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fancy YouTube engagement stuff. Let me go find the stream end button. Here we go. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that fancy YouTube engagement stuff. If you want to see more content on the channel, Saturdays are cooperative games. Mondays and Wednesdays usually is Sudoku. But yeah, we'll see you next time.